Hello, I'm Kate Miller of Kalamazoo 350. With me is Anna Celerio, my assistant.
Hi.
Welcome to Earth Week. We are going to share with you climate change science and how to stop the oil industries from further damage, an idle-free program, and homelessness. Anna has created some posters and placed satellite photos which you will see. In 2009, 350.org was created by university students and journalist Bill McKibben. They believed, and I quote, "We need a fair, ambitious, and binding climate treaty to stay below 350 parts per million of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. We need to build a just, equitable, and fossil-free world." Kalamazoo 350 is an affiliate of Kalamazoo Climate Crisis Coalition. We are a conglomeration of environmental organizations. Kalamazoo 350 represents the fuel end of this perspective. Other organizations represent renewables, extinction, carbon dividends, etc. Have you noticed how much cleaner the Earth appears to be since the shelter-in-place began across the world? Human activity has come almost to a stop. That is to say, travel by planes, trains, and automobiles has all but halted. People are being incredibly resourceful in working from home, telecommunicating, internet schooling. This huge slowdown of travel is allowing the air to clear. The sequestering in place began first in China. From satellite photos, you can see the atmosphere above China began to be cleaner and cleaner. This is a total result of slowed human activity. Let's move to Europe. You can see Italy and what a change has made over 3 months. And now to the United States. We'll look at New York. These photos drive home a point that 350.org has been trying to tell us for years. Our atmosphere typically contained about 280 parts per million of carbon dioxide. Now we're well over 415 parts per million of CO2 in the atmosphere. In 2009, 350.org said we cannot get above 350 or the climate will change drastically. The push to not go above this number brought on the Kyoto Protocol in 1997 and the Paris Agreement in 2016. These hugely meaningful pleas to stop carbon emissions have been met with aggressive pushback by the oil industry, including campaigns to say that 350.org, Sierra Club, and others were lying about the fact that the climate was warming. The campaigns were waged by big oil, who denounced any veracity of any atmospheric or climate changes. And yet, scientific consensus proves that the Earth is warming and that it was likely the cause of human-made CO2. The world and humanity, in other words, we, have experienced grave and disastrous extreme weather all over the world, all attributed to climate change, all causing fatalities of humans and species. Each of us now has been affected by climate change. There is no denying this fact. Let's look again at the satellite photos and witness the changes from January to the end of March. Witnessing these improvements in the atmosphere, 3 things are clear. 1, the atmosphere is beginning to heal in small increments that we can see. 2, these atmospheric improvements are due to human inactivity, non-activity. And 3, the lowering of the use of oil by not using our cars, trains, and airplanes and factories has this impact. The conclusion, therefore, is that climate change is caused by human activity. We can cure what we have caused. Let me say that again because it's important. We can cure what we have caused. There is more work to be done, certainly, but observe how much has changed in just 3 months. We can cure what we have caused. Doesn't it make sense then to stop ravaging, violating our only earth of its internal fossil fuels? These fossil fuels will run out one day. Oil industries have gone from drilling for pure oil to crude oil and now to tar sands oil, which is dirty oil. That will run out one day. What then? Let's be proactive. Instead of pouring money into fossil fuel industries, it's not only wise, but essential to pour money into renewable energies. The oil industry has tons of money with which it could start investing in renewables. How about making clean money? When oil companies want to explore or expand, they need money, so they take out loans from banks. The banks, in turn, take out insurance as protection. There are 12 powerful banks that loan money to these oil companies. For this reason, we at 350.org urge you and me who have any business with these dirty dozen banks, we call them the dirty dozen, we urge you to please end your relationship with these banks. We have to vote with our money. Of these 12 banks that loan money to the oil corporations, most have no supervision guidelines to keep the oil companies in check. This means that these corporations can explore and expand their drilling, fracking, violating of the earth with no supervision. In addition, as I said earlier, these banks take out insurance when the oil companies take out loans, in case they are sued. That insurance company is Liberty Mutual. You may have accounts or a credit card with one or more of these banks. You may have insurance through Liberty Mutual. If you have any business with these banks or with Liberty Mutual, we implore you to remove your relationship from them. On a personal note, I have 2 credit cards. One is with United Airlines Visa, which happens to be through Chase Bank. The other is my REI credit card, which is through US Bank. Despite the fact that I can accrue mileage with my Visa credit card and points with my REI MasterCard, I am divorcing myself from them and canceling my credit cards. I'll have a credit card with a smaller bank. This was a difficult decision. And while we are sequestering, think about not idling, turning off your engine. When you stop to get coffee, or stop when a train crosses the tracks, or while you're having an NPR moment in the parking lot, please turn off your engine. A vehicle that idles more than 10 seconds is wasting gas. Turning off your engine after 10 seconds and then turning it back on when the time is appropriate uses less gas and saves money while giving the earth a chance to breathe. You can talk on your phone without the engine running. You can listen to the radio without running the engine. For educational purposes, the government has a program which teaches students how to implement an idle-free program. This complies with the STEAM requirements of teaching math and science and proper civil disobedience. One more fact about climate change. Climate change seriously affects the homeless. Think about this. Homelessness can be solved. Our perspective must change in order to solve this. We have to create access to different types of affordable housing through our city ordinances. The homeless deserve a home, an apartment, a place to call home. This sounds simplistic, but it's a start to changing our perspective about homelessness. When the homeless are placed in a place of their own, along with supportive programs, they often figure out the solution to their problem, and they remain in their homes. We must create access to different types of affordable housing. Until that happens, the scene for the homeless is very grim. Some cities have already adopted this new perspective. Detroit, Ann Arbor, and Grand Rapids are 3 cities where they are changing the scene and solving homelessness in Michigan. Please help us work toward ending an addiction to fossil fuels and to the destruction of the earth and its atmosphere, our atmosphere. Help us work toward a new, cleaner, 100% renewable, clean earth. Become involved in local causes. Be conscientious. Shop locally. Help others when you can. The next generations will thank you. The earth will thank you with its improved beauty and continued existence. Please share with the community all that you do to make this world a better and healthier place for all. We need to keep learning and being proactive. Thank you.